This is my first full day in Shanghai. So I'm going to walk over the road to the People's Park and walk around the People's Park and go to the Shanghai Museum. That's my first port of call. Double-decker buses, look like German buses. Neoplan, I think I can see written on the back. Strange that the Chinese don't make them themselves. I guess bus making is not a strategic industry. Somehow I have to go round the park. I don't quite know why. Maybe there is a bridge that I need to reach. Beware, green doesn't mean you're safe. It means you're slightly safer, as the book says. So that's Nanjing Road, and this is another famous road, forget the name. And there's the famous tower at the end. Very sunny day. The sort of day when you're at the risk of catching a cold because you get so hot, you throw your clothing off and then you realise it's not actually warm at all. So this is a lovely way to walk. I'm even in the shade as well. Nice little park, a People's Park, next to People's Square in the centre of Shanghai. Lovely, as I say, it's all a question of knowing your way around. And if you don't know your way around, you're doing a lot of extra walking, which I've been doing. So I'm once again on the Nanking Road, and this time I'm going to try and go to Rockbund Art Museum. I've already tried to get in the Shanghai Museum. That would have been superb. I went there and there was a notice saying, seemed to imply they were full for today. So I thought, can I book a reservation online? Because you need a timed slot. Went back to the hotel. The guy helped me with the Chinese version. The Chinese version said 11:15 there was a slot, but we couldn't book it. He then tried to call them up, but they weren't answering the phone. And then I said, I heard that you can go on to WeChat, and WeChat reserve a time slot. And he went, and he was right, but they had one at 11:15, and that was the only one for today. It was already 11:30. He tried to get it, and then it said it failed anyway. So this WeChat, obviously I desperately need to get that, because that seems to have a lot of things on that I need. The reason why I didn't load it previously is I had warnings about Chinese interfaces, and it seemed to be unusable for Western people, but I think I need to get it. I need to get it even if I need somebody else to operate it for me. Anyway, so I've given up on that. I tried Rockabund in the hotel. They told me, well, they rang up and they actually managed to get through, and they said 100% sure you can go there, you can get a ticket, you can get in. I'm going to go there, and it's next to a street, Yuanyunying, which apparently is like a smaller, more condensed version of the Bund, with lots of colonial era buildings on it, Art Deco, etc. Cobblestone pedestrian streets. I'm going to try and get on that, which is next to the Rockbund. But the Rockbund I'm going because they have a cafe on the top floor, where obviously you can get coffee. You also get a superb view of the city. We've seen this yesterday, of course.
头，我们让商业运营第一盏电灯就在此点亮。
Going down a minor side street of Nanking Road, and we see how all the people arrived. The bikes, bicycles. Lovely thing is here, the scooters, the motorbikes, the cars, everything. It's just so quiet. Lovely apartment buildings from, what, 1920s. Wonder what a flat costs there, right next to the pedestrian football street. That's rather pretty, isn't it? This is the start of the Bund, Shanghai Clearing Bank, and China Albright Bank. Quite interesting, but the Everbright sign don't appear on the. So this is the Bund Art Museum, but it's modern art, which doesn't interest me, but it had on the 6th floor a cafe with a good view of the city, which I wanted to see, but it's closed for renovation, and when they reopen it as a sort of bookstore library or something like that, there isn't going to be a cafe, so forget it. So now I'm going to see Yuan Street, which is cobbled, sort of small version of the Bund, with good architecture on it. Let's see what happens. I'm afraid this is typical of my efforts today. It's an interesting information centre here, with a wandering guide, interesting, with a portable charger rental, interesting, but it's closed. This is the Shanghai skyline by day. Pretty spectacular, isn't it? Plenty of boats on the river, maybe not as many as on the Thames, or even the Trent. This is the Empire & Co building, completed in 1905. Queen Anne Revival. Queen Anne Revival style. These are the Yuan Ming Yuan, completed in 1904. Well, appears to be also Queen Anne Revival style. Characterized by dry brick walls, brick carvings, luxurious interiors. So there we are again, Shanghai Clearing Bank, China Everbright. Shanghai Clearing Bank sounds very historic, doesn't it? And this one is the Somek building. The YMCA was built in 1932. The Somek building, yeah, the YWCA mixed traditional Chinese architecture with Art Deco style. So that's the YMCA. And this is the Somek building, built in 1926. Whole facade is made of water brushed stone, which almost looks like marble, not quite. This is the Associate Mission building, built in 1924. The exterior is made of grey bricks. It's the office building of the Christian Council, and it contains communicating eclectic and neoclassical styles of architecture. The neoclassical, of course, being the balustrade and the columns. Well, more the columns probably than the balustrade. See if I can get a bit better view of it. Yes, there's the neoclassical. It derives from the Lyceum Theatre, the London one presumably, the earliest modern Western style theatre building in Shanghai. The whole building features a modernist style with partial neoclassical adornments. The Lyceum. This is the China Baptist Publication Building. And I don't have any comments on that because it's not on the map. And this looks very much like an English church. I don't know whether it's a practicing church, and it's rather apt that it has a sort of Lego temple in front of it. There again. 2 towers, 3 towers. There's another apartment building. I'm not quite sure which one it is. It doesn't appear to be on the map. So this is the church, and apparently it had a tower on top which was knocked down. This is the Hong Kong and Shanghai building. And look at this one. You're probably saying to yourselves, hang on a minute, I've seen this somewhere before. I don't know which one came first, but I'm pretty sure it was the Wall Street version. And it's not all bull. I think everybody will admit that at the moment there's not much of a bull run in China. So I have to take this film pretty quickly because it's actually not allowed. I spoke to the guy outside. I said, can I go in? He said, yes, you have 5 minutes. This is the old HSBC bank. It now appears to be the Pudong Development Bank. It's got the 12 characters of the zodiac. It's got a number of locations like London, like New York, like Tokyo, like Shanghai. I can't see the names of the others, but 8 locations where Paris must be up there, where HSBC is based. It also has 16, my book says Greek characters, but in fact these are Latin institutions, gods or names like Philosophia, Subtilitas, Justitia, Justice, Labour Work, Sapientia, Wisdom, Fides, Trust and Confidence, Storytelling and History, Probitas, Honesty, Sportitudo, Bravery, Scientia and Prudentia, Wisdom, Ordinatio. And this is really a spectacular banking hall with marble columns and yes, I can understand why the Chinese would take this back from HSBC, which is presumably what they did, of course I don't know. But this is absolutely magnificent, and a lovely floor as well, mosaic floor. It looks as if each piece was individually entered into the ground, which is the idea of floors like this. So really quite spectacular. And inside, and see a balustrade. I don't trust myself to walk over there. I'll ask the guard if I can do it. So it seems to be not quite as restricted as I expected to be. This is the inner chamber, and frankly, it is just as appealing as the other one was. Now, we're doing some banking business, I think. Now, I don't know whether these people are tourists. I don't think there are people coming in here, so I'm very grateful that they let me in. Yes, absolutely spectacular. Really gorgeous. And looking back again to the vestibule. Unfortunately, like every other building in Hong Kong, in in Shanghai. You go inside and instantaneously you walk into a furnace. It's so cold outside and so hot inside. Lovely. What a lovely experience. Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Sagittarius, Capricornus. They're all there. Well done, HSBC. So there is culture in the bank after all. To give you an idea of where we are, you'll be down there with the pyramid-shaped corner roof is the end of Nanjing Road, and then a little bit further up there's a whitish building near the horizon with half of a globe on the top. That's next door to my hotel, the other end of Nanjing Road, or the other end of Nanjing Road East, because Nanjing Road's got two parts, Nanjing Road East, Nanjing Road West. So it's the end of Nanjing Road East, the part that leads down to the Bund down there, with the customs house, Big Chin, Big Ben, the HSBC bank, which I went to earlier. I took a picture of the beautiful ceiling, Zodiac, HSBC locations, etc., etc. What a wonderful company that is, HSBC. And then the river goes down there. I shall have to learn to remember what the name of the river is. Goes further down towards. Oh, actually, I don't know which direction the sea is in. Where there appear to be three bridges, I think. That's where I was this morning. And it's the end of Yuan Fan. Sorry, I can't remember the name. I can't remember these Chinese names at all. But anyway, the tree with the interesting architecture and cobbled walkway. Shanghai stretches a long way, I think, 13 million or 23 million, a lot of people anyway. But somehow it doesn't seem as crowded as Beijing did. See a W on that building? Is that the W Hotel? That's what I suspect it is. The building I was looking at earlier from the metro station. And of course there are bigger ones here. The financial centre.
Mira, mi mujer es un del torneo que tuvo una gran lo han destapado, después hicieron eso. Este es nuevo. Para mí es el nuevo, no me acuerdo aquí. Yo me acuerdo que publiqué una vez.
It certainly looks as if you're just going all the way down to the other large buildings there.
HSBC, the name on top of that tower, not too dissimilar to the HSBC tower in London, and I wonder why that's why the one over the other side of the river is no longer HSBC, it's Pudong Investment, because they needed more space. I don't know how much longer HSBC is going to be tolerated in China.
你看人少不少，是不是像蚂蚁一样？
就是像蚂蚁一样。 Let's hope he knows what he's doing and keep Chinese business going with China. Chinese business going from the UK.
那就像。
And of course our favourite, Shangri-La. And I'm glad to see that HSBC is bigger than City. This is a transparent observatory, and you feel as if you have to be very careful. But I assume it won't break. I don't feel so very safe.
来，小朋友，我们拍张照片，稍微往那边一点啊。
I feel very nervous looking like this. I don't know why.
爸爸，我在上面，你拍快一点。
好，没问题，我给你拍一张。
怎么搞？
不用，
你想怎么买就怎么买。
好了吗？
上不上？那么高。
好了吗？
Move it down there. Still feel nervous. It must be absolutely 100% safe. I don't feel safe. Go around the other side and look at HSBC. To the outside here. There's a wire, you can't throw anything through. It's protected. The air can come in. Whee! Look at that.
没有在别人那儿。
Good old HSBC. So the elevator that I took from the top has brought me down, not all the way to the bottom, but 90 metres high. So we'll get another perspective on the buildings. I did one walk round before I freeze to death. So below I was burning to death, roasting to death. Freezing. There's our friend HSBC. Now, of course, he's above us, and the others are a long way above us. This is also a good view. There's the river. That's the International Financial Centre and the World Financial Centre behind it. And somewhere over here, oh yes, with the pyramid roof, is the Fairmont Peace Hotel. down at back at ground level, and they look a lot bigger from down here. There's the International Financial Centre, the Shanghai Financial Centre. These two are the International Financial Centre. And to tell the truth, I'm not quite sure which is the tallest. I suspect the one behind is the tallest. And this is rather good because it seems we have an elevated walkway all the way along, keeping us away from the traffic. This is how you do your town planning, Mr. Sadiq Khan. Don't you dare criticise the Chinese. So this is really a masterpiece of design. The traffic's down below, the pedestrians are above. That's where I've just been, by the way. There are these walkways on the sides of the road, keeping the traffic and the pedestrians completely separated. Wow, what a good idea. And compared with Beijing roads, it doesn't seem quite as much congestion. There is congestion, but not of the same volume and density. Balenciaga, Dior, Jimmy Choo, Alexander McQueen, all the familiar names. This is the town I've just been up, that's the bulbous part, and the lower part as well. So the one was 262.70 on the bottom. That's the International Financial Centre, whereas the one behind me is the Shanghai Financial Centre, which is taller. But then there are two towers in the International. This is pointing in the direction of Bund, so I should be returning right there. The bell is going, the lights are about to go on. It doesn't quite sound like Big Ben. This is Big Ching. Boats going up and down the river, all with their lights on. Neon lights. Right, that's enough bell. Now turn the lights on, please. Lovely. All the lights going on simultaneously. Splendid. Splendid. And on this side as well, look at that one, and of course the most famous of all, the one I've just been up. I think I'm going to have to come back tomorrow and do it with the 4K. This is pretty terrific, isn't it? This is really worth shooting properly.